Okay, I wasn't sure what to do with this video, but I'm pretty sure now. Okay, so today's video is going to be about one thing in particular. This thing prevented me from doing a lot in my previous life. This thing also nearly stopped me even creating this channel. What is this thing? Well, this thing is caring what people think too much. Now, it's very easily done, and when you think of it in regards of what questioning every single thing that you do to please someone else, sometimes you may not even know. So you may not do something to please someone else who doesn't actually care about you. Who won't think twice about you not doing that thing. For example, me starting this channel, I nearly didn't do it because I was questioning what would people think of me, what would be said, blah 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 blah. And most of the people watching won't even know me. Most of the people watching most likely don't care, like whether I start it or not. It's like it's so interesting how we create something so big in our mind when in reality everyone's going through their own stuff, and like they're too interested in what's going on in their own life to worry about what's going on in yours. Obviously you're gonna get the odd person, the odd hater you could say, but most people are too involved in themselves to worry about what everyone else is doing. And what made me think of this was that I've recently, as you know, if you've been following, I've recently resigned from both my jobs. Now I said quit, but I don't like the word quit. Quitting's something you do forever. You could say it's quitting, but it's like, I prefer to say resigned, making sure my time is put to better use in different areas. Now, where I come up with this video from was that when I say to people I'm not working, it's like they look down. Like I was so like self-conscious, like of what they would say and what they do. So I recently went to a wedding, and I've actually got a story that I may or may not tell about the wedding. Like it's like similar thing. Like when people come up to me and they say, "Oh, what do you do?" Being a joiner was like I got some status from it. I got some respect, building with my hands and stuff and doing that. But actually, what the most I've been thinking about it today. What the most interesting thing is, the people who I'm so self-conscious about, that like what they're doing, like the standard 9 to 5. I do not want to be doing that. I don't. Like that life isn't for me. So it's like I was insecure with it, but also of people who I didn't even like want to follow the same path of, if that makes sense. It's so weird. So to try and make it a bit simpler, I asked people, what do they do? I said, because I was trying to like justify myself, so I'd go on a tangent for like 10-15 minutes, a ramble of like, I'd have to tell my full story. So it'd be I'm not working, I do nothing, and then it would be because this happened, because joiner. And if they ask, I'll tell them, but like even if they didn't ask, it'd be like, okay, this is what happened, please like me, please. And it's like, it's actually so funny now I look back at it, like what I was doing. Like, so it was just so self-conscious, you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, when I ask them what are they doing, and they'll tell me the last person I asked told me he was a team leader at Home Bargains, and it's like, these are the people who I've been self-conscious about, like telling. Like another said they were an accountant, and that, like, I read the Rich Dad book, and he said that's a good job to have. You can read the numbers and the charts. It's a bit irrelevant, but it's like and it doesn't align with my goals. Like these things, like most of the time, like that accountant, you could say it would, but it's like, oh, I work at Alton Towers, or I do construction, and it's like these things are not what's going to get me satisfaction out of life, satisfaction out of. Let's say I'm at the end of the road nearly, and I'm looking back on my life accomplished, like my life, what I've achieved, and I look back and I see X, Y, Z. These things, these 9 to 5 jobs, do not align with what I would get the most satisfaction from. So you may ask, like, what's the point here? The point is that if you focus on what other people think too much, then it's going to actually prevent you from taking action and doing what you need to do to get to your goals. Now, that can be really bad, because the ironic thing is that these people most likely aren't even interested and or care what you're doing anyway. So it's like you're preventing yourself from reaching your goals to cater to what you believe other people want, or what you believe will get you less stigma from, less opinion and validation. So it's like you got the biggest question you got to ask yourself is, am I gonna let these people stop me from achieving my goals? And one of the big things that I would say is, for me, for an example of myself, is I used to not write my goals down on a piece of paper because I didn't want my family judging me. I didn't want them even knowing my goals, even like, because what they would think, or like will they laugh. And it's like, what I had to ask myself is this worth me not achieving these goals for? And that's what it comes down to. So that's what you got to ask yourself. For me, it was a big fat no. Like, absolutely not. That was my goals were much more important than what they would think. So you've got to ask yourself that question, and you'll have to let me know what your answer is, or just bear it in mind as you go on through life. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a good day. Take care.